Alright, what is up, y'all? You know what time it is. Misfits number 4. The fights are tomorrow. We've seen everything, the weigh-in, the press conference, everything. Now, there's only one thing left, and that's the predictions. So, I'm gonna be honest, I've seen the footage of everyone. I have. But, I don't know, man. Some of these fights are interesting. So, to kick off the card, we have Anthony Taylor, my bad. Anthony Taylor versus Idris Virgo. So, we've seen Anthony, he's a showman. That's what he does. But it looks like this the first time in this whole Misfits or his whole influencer boxing that he's actually going to take it serious, because, I've seen Idris too, and that man is a fighter, man. He knows what he's doing. I think Anthony is gonna have to. Pretty Boy is gonna have to put that front foot, that pressure on him, because if he lets Virgo get his mid to long range, then there will definitely be problems, because Virgo's taller. He has the length. He has the reach on him. I think that for Taylor, he has to keep it awkward, I guess is the way of putting it. That MMA, like Woodley did with Jake, kind of like where it's so unorthodox that it throws him off. Pretty much, that's what he has to do, because Virgo's used to fighting like boxers. So like he'll be used to like orthodox and the southpaw, but I know Taylor's gonna have to pick one of those, but he has to make it really, really awkward for Virgo, because Virgo's very pinpoint, he's very strong, and in the clinch it looks like he does a good job of holding himself well in the clinch. So he's gonna have to get close, but not close enough to where they clinch. But if he goes to mid to long range, then it's probably gonna be an easy fight for Virgo, because he can just jab and have him on the outside for the whole fight, and then get shots in from there. So I think for that fight, man, it's really hard to tell. It's either Virgo will win, either by he can probably win by points, but by a decision, but he could probably also get a TKO out of it. If he can hit Pretty Boy in the right spot, he could probably win. But I don't know if he can. That's the thing, because Pretty Boy, he tucks his head. It's hard for you to get him when he's tucking his head every single time he comes in. So I couldn't tell you. But the only way I can see Pretty Boy winning is by clipping him when he ducks and swings those overhands. If one lands, because I did see Virgo's most recent fight, and he does have moments where he forgets his defense and he'll have his arms down, and if Pretty Boy can land overhand in one of those low moments, then he probably could get something out of it. But it just depends on that moment. But the next fight is the women's fight of the night, I believe. It's Elle Brooke versus Faith Ordway. This fight, I think, is kind of it's a little similar to the Taylor fight, but I do feel like we haven't seen much of Faith. Okay, that's the truth of it. We've only seen maybe a short or two, a YouTube short of her punching pads and her hitting the pads, whereas we've seen a couple videos now of her hitting the pads and doing her movements and stuff. But they both. This is probably the fight that has the most respect. They haven't talked trash. I think it's because they're both holding themselves most to the boxer perspective. They're trying to we're here to fight. That's it. We're not trying to do any show. None of this, none of that. We're just trying to box. That's the whole point. Which is good for the image of crossover boxing. But I know the people who are like big time fans of crossover boxing would want them to talk trash, and because that's what people like Slim and Salt Poppy has he has his character, and KSI and all these people have characters, and that's what helps them build their fans. But I do also like that they're both holding themselves to that standard of fighters. Like they want to fight more than they care about other things. But for this fight, Elle's definitely, like, you can just tell by the way she hits pads and the way she trains that she's gonna come like a bulldozer. She's gonna come at her like a bulldozer. Gonna try and get her in and out as fast as possible. Because I mean, with Faith, we don't really know if she's sparred or if she's had hits to her chin or any of that. So if Elle gets to her like right away in the beginning, then and hits her and gets her respect right away, it's gonna be a long night. Even though it's 3 threes, I'm pretty sure. But Faith has the reach. She is taller. She needs to, in order for Faith to have a really good shot of winning this on points or winning this in general, she has to right away just stick her with the jab and then hit her with the right hand. That's going to make her double guess, make Elle double guess that if she can actually hurt her or not, because she thinks that, well, and because Elle has, as we know, trains with Ebony Bridges, the champ, in their gym, and I mean, I seen her last fight. She can crack, but just like what Faze Temperrr said with his face to face with KSI. We'll talk about that later, but everyone, you can have a chin as much as you want, but everyone has that sweet spot. We've seen it with what's his name, Dillian White, when that uppercut that AJ and Tyson Fury landed. It's that sweet spot. He can be like and that man also is like a bulldozer, but it's that uppercut that is just the one hit and then he's done. So no matter who you are, everyone does have that spot. But Faith looks really good on the pass. She has really good movement. I've seen it in her open workout. She's looking for angles and probably is going to try and use them as much as possible in this fight, which is good because I feel like Elle does have good movement too, but I feel like she'll work better more as a straight at you fighter and just fight that way, like straight across and straight in your face. But if Faith can show different angles and like slip and counter, she'll probably be able to get her out or win by points, whichever one. If she feels like she can KO her, then I mean, who knows? This is boxing. That's the beauty of the sport, is that anyone can win no matter what. This is definitely gonna be like we've seen the Astrid and Keeley fight. This is definitely, they said it themselves, this is definitely gonna be like more boxing, more up there in boxing. Not really like their fight, but I mean, it's a very exciting fight to look at and to watch, because they're both really gonna go for it, you know, prove that they are like influencer. The women's boxing can actually be a very solid spot in the influencer scene as well as the regular boxing scene. I think man, it can go one of two ways. I think it's either Faith is gonna win by decision, because I mean, I seen Elle's sparring footage and she can take punches. I don't know if Faith has the power to actually show any problems with her chin. So I think it's either Faith's gonna win by points or Elle's gonna TKO Faith, because we haven't seen if she's sparred or if she's taken a punch, or we just don't know her chin. If her chin is good, then it's going to be a lot harder for Elle to get this win. But I mean, who knows? We'll have to see the night, because Faith has shown very little footage. But yeah, the next fight, Ryan Taylor and Swarms, the GOAT. I mean, I've heard from people, well, the Wade concept, what a guy. I've heard from people that, I don't know, Ryan Taylor hasn't trained and that he said he can beat Swarms without training and all this stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's a bold tactic. I mean, I've seen what he did against Slim. He does have a heart. And it does seem like it's going to be almost impossible to get that man out there with the knockout because the way he fought against Slim, he has a chin and he has a heart. But Swarms looks okay, man. He doesn't look terrible. He don't look like he do against KSI. He lost a lot of weight. He looks like he's learning how to box. So I mean, it's not impossible for him. It's gonna be damn near impossible if he doesn't have power, because Ryan will come at him from the beginning and just probably the whole night. So if Swarms doesn't damage him, Ryan Taylor's probably gonna smother him and get that TKO while he's getting shots on him in the corner, and the referee might have to wave it off. That's what I think is probably going to happen, to be honest. But if Swarms does have power, he maybe could wobble him. But I mean, Slim couldn't even wobble Ryan Taylor, really. So I mean, besides the knockdown, but I don't know, man. I think I do think even then Ryan Taylor, even though he says he hasn't trained and all of that, I think he'll still beat Swarms. But Swarms does have a chance to actually like prove himself here, so he better take it, because I don't know how many more chances of this he's gonna get. Maybe a couple more. But yeah, I think the only outcome really is gonna be Ryan Taylor winning by TKO or points, because he's just a dog, man. Some people have it and some people don't, and Ryan Taylor definitely does have it. The next fight is Salt Poppy versus Josh Bruckner. The fight of the night, in my opinion. I feel like this. I'm really excited for this fight, man. Salt Poppy, we've seen him, Halauham and Warski, bro. I mean, both of those people really had no business being in there with him, especially Warski. That fight was like 10 seconds. I seen it, and that I don't know whose idea it was to put that man in there, but it was definitely not the right idea. That man could have got seriously hurt. But all that being said, he does have that slick, like, Filipino style that can cause problems, man. Can really cause problems. But Josh Bruckner, man, he's also very dangerous. I mean, he didn't get to really show his skills against Chase, because, you know, Chase was like, I don't know what he was doing after the first round, and when he came out for the second and third. It was very weird, but he was 30 pounds, I believe, heavier than Josh Bruckner. But Bruckner showed like he can hit upstairs, downstairs combinations. They're both probably gonna try and fight for the middle of the ring, because whoever generally gets the middle of the ring has a better chance, because they'll sit down on their shots and they won't be afraid to exchange. And that's the other thing. If Josh can exchange with Salt Poppy and do what he feels like he can do to win, because no one's really tested Salt Poppy's chin, because I mean, he's only fought 2 people and both of them were not great. So if Josh Bruckner can get in and get them shots and test his chin, see if Salt Poppy has a chin, then he could very much win this thing. But he needs to be careful if he's going to start throwing combinations, because Salt Poppy's slick. He can dip one of them and then hit him with the counter if he's not paying attention. And Salt Poppy does have good footwork. He is good at hitting in and out. He's good at like out and in. He's really good at his reflexes are really good for this scene. And he's definitely, like, if he wins this fight, KSI would probably either have to fight him, or he'd have to fight someone like Kenny or Slim if they can make the weight, or someone of that caliber, maybe Gibb. But I think this fight is hard to call. I can't really give my prediction on this one, because it can go either way. It can either go with Salt Poppy getting a TKO because he caught him, or it can go Josh Bruckner. If Salt Papi doesn't have a chin, then Bruckner could probably win. But or I don't know. I don't really see this going to points or a decision. For some reason, I have this gut feeling. I don't know. I have this gut feeling that one of them is gonna get hit with something, and they're not gonna be able to make it. Kind of like, I think it's gonna be kind of similar, except a little bit more competitive than the Dean and Waleed fight. I don't know. I'm just getting this feeling that's gonna be similar to that fight. I hope so, because that fight was entertaining. But man, I think I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna predict a Salt Papi win. No bias, but like that's just my guess. Because I mean, he's really good. His counters will probably help him a lot more than people think. So that's probably gonna be my prediction. Is Salt Papi winning by like a TKO because he'll catch Josh. But I can very much see it go the other way. That's why I'm. Oh, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the fight of the night. It probably should have been co-main, but I mean the hype around Slim is very real, very real right now. But yeah, Salt Papi by TKO is my prediction for that fight. The next fight is the co-main. I should say is Slim versus Tom Zanetti. Now we all know about Slim. He knocked out Temperrr. 2 weeks notice. It was a good knockout. They both had 2 weeks for each other. That's the only thing I'll say is that Temperrr had 2 weeks or a week, and Slim also did. So they both really didn't know each other going into the ring, but that doesn't take away from Slim knocking out Faze Temperrr, because no one thought that would be able to happen, but it did. So props to him. But this fight is, I mean, you've seen his face when Zanetti was doing his open workout. He did not expect him to come with bangs, and he definitely is coming with bangs. The only thing I can see about Tom Zanetti is good, man. He's definitely here for a scrap. He's here to fight and for a scrap. He's not really here for like boxing. He wants to win no matter what. And it's gonna be a really good fight too for Slim, because if he can take shots from Zanetti and get back at him and knock him out, then this would probably be has to be KSI's next fight, because we're over here seeing that Slim is saying he should be getting that KSI fight. In my opinion, I don't think KSI should fight Slim, not because Slim doesn't deserve it, because I do feel like Slim does deserve to fight KSI, and that fight should happen. But I think if KSI is saying what he's saying about his angle being Jake, I don't think Slim is necessarily a step up in popularity for him to reach Jake, because Jake can just use it as an excuse saying who is Slim. He doesn't know Slim, even though he just said like a couple days ago in that call that he ducks Slim and whatever, but he's just saying that to say it. But man, this can go one or two ways. It's either if Slim gets reeled into Tom Zanetti wanting to fight in the middle and see who gets knocked out first, Slim could actually lose, because Zanetti can fucking throw bombs, man. He can throw bombs. You can tell by his open workout that he can. But what we also saw from his workout is that he's punching from like his he's like punching from here, like from down here. And if he can at least cover up one hand, then he'll probably be fine against Slim. But if he throws like he did in that open workout in the fight, it can be very similar to how Slim got Temperrr. But the difference is Zanetti has a chin, and he has a chin, and he'll probably have to hit him more than once to get that knockout. But that's the thing, is that if he tries to do that but Zanetti throws something back, he could probably knock Slim out. We don't know. We don't know Slim's. We've seen a little bit of his chin against Ryan Taylor, because that was just a war. But we don't know if he gets one hit, like a really good shot. We don't know what would happen. So I don't know. I think I'm probably gonna go with Slim still, just because he has the ring experience. He's been in the ring before, like a bunch of times already, and I really do think that he could win this thing if he really wanted to, and if he doesn't get sucked into Zanetti's his shit, you know, like his shit talking. But now the fight everyone's been talking about, you know, because Dylan Dan is pulled out. I mean, who saw that coming? Everyone. But the new main event, which is KSI and Faze Temperrr. I don't know. A lot of people are saying that KSI is going to knock him out, but also a lot of people are saying that Temperrr can do something here, and I do believe that Temperrr could do something here. I don't think he's going to win. I'm going to say that now. I think KSI is going to win still. But the whole knockout thing, I don't think is going to happen. I don't think so. Because, I mean, Temperrr is, like KSI said, why he picked him. He is a southpaw. But Temperr's really good at adjusting for distance. He's really good at keeping distance. He's good at getting across when he needs to and getting out. Like we've seen again in the Kenny fight, he's really good at. He has good ring generalship. I know. With JJ, it's really hard to get that ring generalship because he just comes at you from the beginning to the end of the fight. Every round, he'll come in to your personal space and get in there the whole round because he has the cardio is there to just maul you from round 1 to round 8. So, I mean, if Temperrr hits JJ with something that will get his respect, then it might go on longer. But I don't think. I think it might be a TKO for JJ, not a knockout like he's saying, like hey, he's gonna knock him out and this and that. I don't think so. I think it's gonna get stopped, is my guess. I know Temperrr can get knocked out, and we all know this because of Slim, but he did get back up, and he was okay, but not enough to continue. So I do think that Temperrr may have a chin. It just depends on how he gets hit, you know, like I don't know, man. I do think KSI is gonna win though for this fight by either TKO or decision. I don't think he's gonna knock him out. This could probably look really bad right now if he knocks him out tomorrow. This whole prediction is probably gonna look really bad. But I don't know, man. I just don't. KSI has said for years now that he's gonna knock someone out, and he just never does it. So I mean, until he proves me wrong, this is what I'm gonna say every time. But yeah, that's the Misfits 4 card. My predictions of the whole thing. I will be watching it tomorrow. I'll probably live stream it on Twitch. Not the fight because I don't want to get banned, but the watch party. You know, I'm probably gonna watch the whole fight. Give my analysis on the whole thing. You know, I need to get that set up. So yeah, man. Thank you. If you're still here at the end of the video, thank you all for watching. I'll probably upload more frequently. I was supposed to this whole week, but I was busy, man. I didn't have time. But I'll start uploading more. Like if there's more, I know there's more fights coming and other content on this channel. I just haven't had time, but I definitely will. Probably here soon. I will have more time. So I will definitely get to that. I'm excited for this card, man. I can't wait. Tomorrow, yeah. Misfits 4. Let's see how it goes. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it.